Hello. Hello and welcome back to Uncut Juels. I'm Kristin Juel. You're here with me for the next 30, 40 minutes or so, depending on how this conversation goes. You never know. Might be an hour. Could be longer. Now, he's busy. He's a busy guy. Before we get to him, I'm excited to share with you that we had a really great release for Ruby Bell, her last single, first single this year, called Straight Out the Mud last week. So thank you all for everything you did. We really appreciate all the streams and all the love and all the posts. It's been so great. It's a really, really cool bluesy song. So we hope you get a chance to check it out. If you haven't already, please do so. Ruby Bell, it's all under Ruby Bell Music. You can check her out on Facebook or Spotify or Pandora or whatever your platform is. We like Apple Music too. And Apple Music actually did a song. They did an Essentials songbook for her. So please check that out too. So that has songs from her Soulphonics and her solo career all together on one playlist. So shout out to Apple Music. Thanks so much for the love. We really appreciate it. And hopefully you guys can navigate and find her music easier now. And again, thanks again for everything with Jessica too, with her single from 2 weeks ago, still going really strong. And or hopefully you like that one as well. We've got 2 more weeks before her EP comes out called I'm Learning, which I believe you can actually pre-save now. If not now, it'll be by the end of this week. So stay tuned for that. And before I forget, obviously, we're in a countdown mode to voting, so don't forget to vote. I think now you can actually vote in almost every state, I believe. So if you're watching this in the United States, cast your vote. It matters. And without your votes, we're not going to get out of this. So, and who knows what's going to happen, but we really need to try. So thank you. And again, vote on every level you can. And as far as next week is concerned, we're going to have Hamish Anderson come back and join us with Jim Scott, who produced Trouble for him 4 years ago next week. So we'll be releasing it 4 years ago. So basically we're celebrating the anniversary of Trouble with both the producer, Grammy winning, 7-time Grammy winning producer Jim Scott and Hamish Anderson. And now I'm excited to say we're going to have a guest with us tonight. His name is T Nava. I know him as Ron, but his name is T Nava, and he's just amazing. He's been on the scene for a minute. We've had some 5 years worth of interactions, and now we get to have a chat with him. So please welcome to Uncut Juels, T Nava. Hey. Oh, wait, I got to do this. Hold on.
There you go.
How's it going? Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm really good. It's so good to see you. I love this. I'm going to have to, I can't do this. You're amazing. I don't know how you can.
We're virtual right now,
We are virtual. Wait, show the shirt. I know you have your brand new shirt. Oh, yeah. Did you change it? Yeah, you got your virtual. Oh, you put it. We virtual. Yeah, we virtual. Virtual life? Is that what it says? Oh, no, virtual. We virtual. Yeah. Yeah, those are hot off the presses. There's only 2 of them. One's coming to me. No, I'm sure.
Coming out real soon. I got you too.
I'm excited. Yeah. Well, and I'll just do a little product represent. So if you guys don't know, T Nava is also in an amazing band called the Freenationals, which I love so much that you wouldn't know that this is a Japanese press. I love this shirt. So people stop me all the time. So I cut it. It didn't come like this, but people are always like, that's amazing. Is that a Freenash shirt? I'm like, it is. And it's really old and I love it. So you have the best merch. I love it. Yeah, no, I know. Thank you. Thank you. You guys have the best merch. Okay, so we've obviously jumped right into the Love Fest, but I'm excited that you're here. So we met. Okay, so basically I met Ann. So where do we even start? Why don't we start with where are you from? How about that? We'll do that.
Where I'm from? I'm from Midwest in a place called Cincinnati, Ohio.
Yeah, you are. Cincinnati, represent.
Ohio.
Love it.
Yep.
Absolutely. And when did you come out to Los Angeles?
I came to LA in 2005, right after high school. So.
Oh, okay, great. So you've been here for 15 years.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay, awesome. So you've been, and so what was your sort of, do you remember what your first, like the first memory you had with music?
My very first memory of music?
Yeah.
It goes way back to like elementary school when we had a teacher named Mr. Underwood, and they brought out the little xylophone or one of them, the little glockenspiel or something, and it was a part, and they needed somebody to learn it. Like, and they showed. I learned it, and I remember it was like a little complicated, but and we were in the recorder. We used to play the recorder and stuff. You know, when they had music in elementary schools. But then I really got into music once my dad bought a piano home to the house when I was 7 years old, and he showed me how to play a few little songs, and from there I just kept playing. Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, and I met your dad during NAMM with your sister. He's so fun. So he's off. Yeah, he's a guitarist.
Yep.
He's a multi-instrumentalist, I guess.
Well, just guitarist, and he's
That's amazing.
All he does is play Call of Duty and guitar
now. Shout out, Dad.
Yeah, shout out to my pops.
Dad goals.
6 strings.
Yeah.
That's simple.
Yeah, 6 strings.
Yeah.
He was so funny. I remember Shelly. So Shelly Piken and I were down there, and we ran into you. We ran into Bree. We ran into your dad. I was like, "This is a family affair."
Yeah, he loves NAMM. I took him to NAMM a few years ago, and he goes every year now.
That's great. That's awesome. So basically, you're.
Oh,
sorry.
What'd you say?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, and I was going to say that's him playing on Quarantina. You were asking about Quarantina earlier.
Oh yeah. Oh shit. Really? That's great. So you keep it in the family. I love that. That's amazing. Yeah. Well, we're gonna get to that. Okay. So we have a lot to cover. It's just you've got so much going on. So I remember the first time I saw. So if you guys don't know this, the Free Nats is actually Anderson .Paak and the Free Nationals, but they're their own band. So occasionally Andy will play with them as well as other people. So they came out with this amazing album. I'm going to show it to you in a minute. Last year, but it's been they've been brewing for a long time. So one of my artists opened up for Andy in 2015, but you weren't at the show that I met them all at. But then I got to see you separately working with. I was at the Hotel Cafe Dave Chappelle process, and I remember the manager for Andy was like, "Oh, I know that guy," and you were playing keys, and then we went up and said hi. So you talk a little bit about your journey, because I know that's,
with the journey just in general, or just
the musical journey.
Musical journey. It's been great. I just been going with the flow. You know, I moved out here in 2005, went to MI. That's where we met Anderson, and I met Jose there first, and then we met Anderson, and we started playing as a trio. Me, Anderson, and Jose, and we had a couple little local gigs, and it just got bigger and bigger. But throughout that time, I was always out there gigging and playing with other artists. I met Dave Chappelle randomly I was on a jazz gig in Shutters Hotel in Santa Monica.
Yeah.
Lowry Brothers, and he came over and he said, "Hey man, can you play this song right here?" And I was like, "Yeah." "Can you play this song right here?" I was like, "Yeah." He said, "All right, man." And we started hanging out. We got tattoos together, and we went to concerts. And then he went to work on the stand-up, and we were like, "Yo, you should bring the band out." And he's like, "All right, man, come. Can you bring your instruments over here?" And we started playing for him a lot. I met
That's
you.
awesome.
Dave Chappelle, me to you.
Yeah. Thank you, Dave. Thanks, Dave. That was really nice of you. Yeah. Shout out Dave Chappelle. That process, that was a very late night. I will never forget that.
Dave loves late nights, like they never end.
That was late. Yeah, that was a late one. But then after sorry.
No, go ahead.
You were making fun. I love that. Go ahead, say it.
They were like, Dave likes to hang out really late. His manager's like, "Can you guys leave so he can leave, please?" Like, all right, he's still partying though.
You're like, I still have stuff to say. I still have stuff to play. Yeah, I didn't think that night was going to end. And then I remember we were all at South by Southwest. Were you there for that? 2016? Yeah. You weren't there for that? Oh my God. What happened?
The manager said, "Hey, you're on." I was like, "All right." And then and then the day, like a week before, he said, "Yeah, we don't need you, bro." I was like, "All right." So I didn't.
Yeah,
I was bummed.
It was pretty crazy.
I hear about that. They did a lot of shows that year or something.
Yeah. I think, Ruby Bell was out with me. Ruby Bell and the Sulphonics. Okay. She was out with me, and I think we saw like 6 or 7 shows, and they did like, I don't know, like 19 or 100.
I love South by Southwest too, so I was so excited. I did this year's. I played with Snoop Dogg one year. I played with this guy named Mayor Hawthorne.
Oh my God, I love Mayor.
Yeah, that was the first time I went there actually. But now I love.
Wait, what year was that?
right when he had that song, "Don't Wanna Think You're Done."
Okay, hold on. Was that? Did you do when the Raphael Sadiq and Smokey Robinson night during South by Southwest, where it was like Mayor Hawthorne opening up for Raphael Sadiq, who opened up for Smokey Robinson?
This might have been,
Dude,
yeah. What year
that was that time. That was the same, because I remember when I met Mayor, I was like, I love your stuff, and it was like 2010, early January, and he was like, you know my stuff.
It was like one of his first, because he was getting ready to do his first tour in Europe, and like I remember we did a little bar. I think we only did one show, but yeah, it was way back when he was first starting like tour and all that. But,
right, so you must know Topher Moore, his guitarist too, probably back then.
Is that his name? I guess my name in the band was Jerome Marianne. He named all of us.
Oh yeah,
our middle name and then the street we grew up on. So that's his name, Mayor Hawthorne.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's funny. I like him. I really do like his stuff. Actually, that's great to know that you had that. I didn't realize you had that much backstory to even performing before you started doing this stuff. So during that time, were you still doing the Free Nationals, or was that like, when did the Free Nationals start?
Okay, so Free Nationals, the name came around later. Like back then, it was Breezy Lovejoy, just me, Jose, and Breezy, doing all the gigs around town. And we had a gig in Ventura County. We would catch the train up there every weekend. And But I eventually, the first I had that gig, I played with this guy, Brother Ali. I was getting a bunch of random gigs. I started playing with Farside. I started playing with Snoop Dogg. So I was getting a bunch of gigs, but I always made sure I came back and like, see what's up with Breezy and Jose. And for a minute, I kind of stopped playing with them. And I came back around like 2014. We did a tour with Wax and what was that? Dumbfounded.
Oh yeah, met him.
Tour. Yeah,
John.
So just always stayed in the mix. Those are always my friends. Always knew that Anderson was super talented and dope, and one day he would be who he is now. And so just always thinking about that. And we're here now.
But so how did you do the Free Nats piece to that? Like, because obviously that, yeah.
So when I came back around, Jose's like, yeah, his name is Anderson .Paak now. I was like, Anderson, we're vibing to Breezy Lovejoy. He said, yeah, it's changed it. I'm like, yeah, I like Breezy Lovejoy. I'm like, damn, what is that? And then he said, the name of the band is Free Nationals. And so basically, I don't know if you're familiar with Sarah. They're like our big brothers, Shafiq, Omas, Taz.
And Omas. Yeah, Omas.
Yeah. Shafiq pretty much told us about the Free Nationals, saying like they're the original people, the indigenous to the land. And so we kind of took that and made it musical. We're indigenous to the funk. So we pay homage to all the old school artists before us. Like I like Stevie Wonder, I like Oscar Peterson, and I like a lot of old people. And then Jose likes his old school people. We all have different people that influenced us. So we're the Nationals, and we pay homage to all the musicians.
I love that. I never knew that. That's amazing. That makes total sense. Yeah, I can hear it in everything you guys do too. I mean, every single thing is just, it's obviously like you're interpreting it yourself, but there's something about it that's like from somewhere, and it means something. Yeah, that's great. That's great. Okay, so basically then, so you have this amazing, you do your release last year, and I remember, was it up until the beginning of this year? I think if you drive around LA, you can still see billboards.
Man, we had our billboard up for a long time. Thank God for
long
COVID.
time.
We had the longest.
Thank God for COVID. Yeah.
Hollywood. I mean, not thank God for it,
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, but it's still everywhere. They're still like up.
I used to see when I grew up. I mean, when I first moved to LA in Hollywood, they had one right there. So when I saw it, I was like, oh shoot, this is the street I used to like walk up and down every day, broke as hell. And that poster stayed up there for a long time. They just changed, like literally. Some Miller Lite. Yeah. So
if you guys don't know, this is the. I'm gonna take this plastic off. Sorry, Ron. I was gonna keep it on for you, but I'm gonna take it off. But this is the album that they released last year, and you should definitely please go buy this on vinyl because this thing is magnificent. It's an opus. It's a work of art. It's absolutely gorgeous. And check this beautiful, beautiful piece out too. The vinyl is it's just gorgeous. I don't know if you could see that. Beautiful gold fleck. Work of art. So I'm very proud. I just got mine in the mail. And if you do buy it, chances are you're going to get a beautiful little package that's got lots of stuff on it.
Nice.
Just very excited to get all these. I love it. You guys have a nice touch. It makes me happy to see this merch kind of situation go on. So I'm always the first to buy whenever I can. Okay, so basically the album is up for Grammy nomination process right now. So we don't know if it's going to make it or not, but you've got our vote and we absolutely love it. And now you switched gears again. And now you're doing your own stuff. T Nava, we got this.
You know,
Blackberry Mango.
Yeah. COVID season, like, what else am I going to do?
Quarantina.
Quarantine. That's the first joint.
Yeah, I absolutely. The imagery is amazing. So talk to me a little bit about what happened. How did this happen?
Well, basically, I've always been working on my own stuff and just coming and creating and writing, trying to figure out my own sound, talk box and rapping, some jazz chords or whatever. And during the break, I really was just focused in, and I put out a single before this EP. And then after that, I was just like, okay, I want to drop something. This Blackberry Mango EP kind of came to me last minute because I got a bunch of other music I plan on releasing later. But I was like, I want to put it on my birthday, which was in August. And so it ended up coming out later because they wanted to do it the right way. And so it was supposed to be just a 2-song EP. It's about how I was feeling at that moment. But yeah, it was cool. I'm glad I put it out.
That's gorgeous.
And, got some more music on the way.
Nice. I love it. That's great. Yeah, we're listening. So we listen to Quarantina now, right? Is that what we're hearing?
I can't hear nothing.
Quarantina. Yeah. Actually, and so let's switch gears for a second too. So you're a producer and a beat maker and a keyboardist, but you also do talkbox too.
Yes.
So I know in the Free Nats when you guys did the NPR thing, Johannes, I think, can we share that video? There's this great clip of you actually working magic at the NPR. So maybe tell us a little bit about how that came about. How did you guys do NPR?
Well, we did it the first time with Anderson, and we got they called us the talk. I mean, they called us the Tiny Desk Kings because we got the
nice.
tiny desk. And so when we went back on there as a Free Nationals, we had to have Anderson.
That's amazing. And, there you are doing talkbox. Let's listen.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. So there's Jose and Caleb. Oh, there's Andy.
Yep.
Yeah. Good stuff. So obviously, so now you're saying that you have the most streams on the NPR Tiny Desk?
The one we did with Anderson .Paak, we had the most streams. We did that years ago, right? We were on touring the Malibu album, and then we were where were we at? We were in DC, and they're like, "Yo, guys, get up! You guys got to do Tiny Desk." And woke up, everybody's like, "What is this? What is this?" I knew what it was because T-Pain had did one. It was really dope. But we did it. It was early. They kept telling us to play really quiet. We didn't think nothing of it. It was like, whatever. We did it, got out the way. And 5 months later, it came out. And it was really dope footage. And it just, people loved it. And that ended up being the highest streaming Tiny Desk.
Yeah, that Malibu album was just pure magic. It was just amazing. I mean, you had a lot to do with that, didn't you?
Yeah.
From a production standpoint?
Yeah, that was made during the time I was touring a lot with other artists, but I was always stopping in, what's going on? Everything all right? Oh, there it is.
Dude, I'm not even joking. I got it all. Literally every single thing you guys have done. I love that album.
Yeah. I was on my way to a gig and stopped by the studio and played on a couple joints. The Bird, that's one of my favorite ones. I remember starting that one off, and me and Jose, and they had the beat going. And we filled it up, and he came in, got chills right away. Whoa, this is gonna be. It didn't come out till 3 years later, I think.
3 years later, that's so long.
Yeah, because he had he had all this dope music, And yeah, that was when it came out. That album came out like way later, but it was cool.
Yeah,
Good time.
so much stuff. Yeah, and so talk a little bit about this, because I know, like, I'm like dumbfounded. I know, like, when I met Dumbfounded, he was like, yeah, I mean, he was involved with the, Venice, and everybody kind of had a hand in things. So it was a little bit like a community that you guys were building, right? And
Yeah.
you were part of that too, and contributing beats. So, like, how did it work? Like, and how does it work for you today? Has it evolved or changed in any way with your production components? Like, as you're producing, is it similar where you're all kind of like bringing ideas and sort of like going from there?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same process as it was back then. Like, you always hung around dope producers, dope musicians, and whatever we got to bring to the table. If he likes it, he likes it.
You go with it.
Dumbfounded, yeah, Dumbfounded. I remember when he came around. Like, I remember him working with Anderson, and I remember Anderson just like literally just moving like way up after they did a video. I remember they did this one called Cell Phone or something. I just remember seeing a bunch of views like on Breezy, like, yo, this is crazy. This is
Yeah.
blow up. But yeah, the same process.
For you though.
For me, as far as making beats.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? Like, you asking what is my process?
So yeah, like, do you do lyrics first? Do you do beats first? Are you like, because I know you're so involved with the keys, are you like pulling it like into the instrumentation before you go into the lyrics? Or how do you get to a Blackberry Mango? How do you get to a Girlfriend? Oh my God, Girlfriend is just epic. Like, how does that happen?
Came about, well, I like to write. Once I started working with the vocoder and Talkbox a lot, it helped me to actually write songs and hooks and stuff. So, yeah, sometimes I can have a hook idea or melody idea, or sometimes it's just a beat idea. It all depends. But yeah, the Con Artist, for example, and Quarantina, those were the lyrics first, and this is how I was feeling. Lately, I felt like everybody around me was lying. Then I would be seen to be. They're not even trying, and then I came up with the chords and just let it go. I guess I'm just evolving more and more to my figuring out my sound and style, and
Yeah,
it all depends on how I'm feeling. Yeah,
that's great. And now, and how about Girlfriend isn't on Mango, Blackberry Mango, but it is a release you did. So is it a separate release that was like
that was
one
my
off,
first
or?
single. Yeah, first single I ever put. I just wanted to drop some music. I never had any music out, and I had all this music. I was like, I got to pick one song, just put it out, and I worked on a Girlfriend, and I literally made that a couple years ago after tour. Came back, just felt like everybody's girlfriend was just staring at me. I was in Europe, and everybody was just like, use a Tiny Desk. They knew us from Tiny Desk, and then just, I don't know, when I came back to my studio, I just said that you better get your girlfriend. It all came together. I had the drum beat first on that one, yeah, because she's staring at me, and I played the drums first by myself, and then I just made a little fun. I was trying to be like Stevie Wonder or something. That came out, and wrote a rap for it, and yeah, that was actually the beginning process. One of the my first like full songs I made, and from there I just kept making a bunch more. And I got a lot more coming out soon. So.
Yeah, I love that cover art too. Can you put that cover art up for us, please? It's so fun. I love. So I can never say his name, Duran Bernard.
Yeah.
Duran Bernard. So he's with Erykah Badu, right?
Yeah, he's one of the Baduists.
Yeah. Yep. That's what I thought. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, his style. Yeah, that artwork is so sick. So, want to tell us how that shoot went?
Well, it's interesting. That shoot. So, okay, it's just a lot that went down with that. Where do I start?
Where do you start?
That picture is a different picture than what originally came out. But
really?
It's probably TMI. I don't know. It's like I took the picture and I sent it to Simone. You know Simone?
I haven't met. Yeah, but I know her artwork. Yeah.
Yeah, she's dope. She's a good friend of ours. We met her in Germany when we were on tour. Always hang out, have a good time. I always wanted her to do my artwork, and so I sent her a picture, just me. I did a photo shoot, and I sent her a picture, a bunch of pictures, and she chose that one. and she put the girls on there, and she did all that.
Oh shit! So they weren't in the real picture?
No, they weren't.
Ah,
At first, they were all white girls, and I was like, Simone, I can't just
can't
use
be.
all white
It
girls.
can't
Like,
be.
I love it though, but and then we went through a bunch of different other ones, and then so she somehow threw in some black girls
That's
in there,
amazing.
Asian, and and I was
That's
like, okay,
amazing.
we can use this.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. I'm
I
really
love
glad I asked because I love that artwork. It's just it's so well done. It's just a great song to begin with too.
Shout
So
out to
obviously,
Simone Sinclair.
absolutely. And I think it didn't she do Andy's old Instagram, right?
Yeah, she used
Yeah,
to
that
do
thing
the
was
whole the grid.
curated.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was cool. Really, really real. We're hilarious. How you like that?
hilarious.
You're hilarious. Hilarious.
Said that. Basically,
Yeah.
what's your name? Say your name.
Yeah, I know we can't tell who's anyway. Afterwards, you'll see. It's probably somebody that works for us. No, just kidding. So okay, so how is there any artist? I know. I mean, like you guys are. So this transition has just been really fun to watch. And I know you're up for the nomination for the Free Nats album and stuff like that. And hopefully, we get through that and you're on the list, the short list. But yeah, exactly. We got our vote. But like what? And you guys have worked with so many people now. I mean, it's just mind blowing how many people have come around since we met you. Like, it's just, I mean, like, remarkable. Do you, and like, you're on Jules too, now that I think about it. Jules.
Yeah, I'm all over Jules. Yeah. Jules, yeah, me, Kelsey, Timberland. Got to work with
Timberland, who's like I love him. He's like amazing. He's amazing. So that I said to him, like, that's my song because it's literally my last name, even though it's misspelled. I'm like, you finally gave me a theme song, yay! But that's a great song, and that's been teased all summer with everybody doing that dance. Yep. Oh my god, I was laughing so hard. I'm like, Coco, Coco, who works for me, she's gonna have to learn that dance so we can put that on TikTok. I absolutely love what you guys are doing. So are there artists? So you work with Timbaland, you worked with Timberlake, I mean, like, is there anybody left that you haven't worked with that you still want to work with?
Of course, yeah.
Besides Jessica Childress, Ruby Bell, and Hamish Anderson.
Yeah, that's coming. We need to do that for sure.
Yeah. But seriously, who's left?
I see a few of the legends. I want to do something with Stevie Wonder. Like, I think that'll be dope.
Yeah, you should definitely get on that.
Like, with Jill Scott, like Erykah Badu,
Badu, yeah.
Angelo, the legends.
The legends, yeah.
Get it with them.
Yeah. Badu would be perfect for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's amazing. So, and now that you've done this a couple times, are there like, do you prefer the solo over the Free Nats, or like, do you have a preference on any of this, or?
I like it all. I'm excited to do my own stuff for sure, but I also love working with my brothers, Free Nationals. I just did shot a video for Afropunk coming pretty soon.
Oh, cool. Oh yeah, you were just talking about that.
Yeah,
so what's that going to be?
End of the month. Still trying to wrap up the video, but it's going to be a dope little performance. Me with the Free Nationals. So it's my original.
Oh, great.
And it should be cool. But
okay. So is that the next release then, or are there other releases coming up besides that? What are you going to do about all these songs that you were going to release this year that you're pushing out?
Oh, that's coming out. I'll probably put it out maybe in January or something. Yeah. Maybe something before
great.
That, but right now, January, I'm looking at my next release out.
And are you independent or are you on a label?
I'm independent. I'm doing distribution with Empire.
But
Empire,
but independent.
Yeah, exactly.
Very well done. Very well done.
Yep.
I know your sister was in our camp for a while, so I'm hopeful that stays the same for a while.
Dope.
We're all about independent artists. We love that.
So much for taking my sister.
Absolutely. In. Oh, she's amazing. I love your sister. Well, I clearly love your family. Whatever. I haven't met your mom yet, so I don't know about that. Just kidding. I'm sure I'm gonna love her.
That'll be soon. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, come here, Mom. Sorry. Doja Cat collaboration. That's a great idea. I don't know who put that up, but that's a good one.
Doja Cat? Who said that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That would be.
I don't know. We don't know where it's coming from. It's cross-posting everywhere.
we all auditioned for Doja Cat back in the day. Me, Anderson, Jose, and Kelsey. We auditioned for Doja Cat.
Shut up. No way.
Yeah.
And how'd that go?
I don't know. It's weird. Like, just like whatever. I think Anderson was like, I'll do it if I can open up. And I was like busy too. Like, I don't know. I think Jose ended up playing for her for something, but yeah, we had a Doja Cat audition. We played.
That is so funny.
So high. Nah, Doja Cat's tight. I would love to work with her.
That's right. Okay, so that was Jessica. That was our girl Jess.
Oh, okay.
Jessica
What's up, Jess?
So let's talk about that. Okay, so we did this EP. What was it, 2016, Jess? I think we did this EP, Far Away, a single off of her debut album. And I was like, oh, let's do a remix EP. And she's like, that's a great idea. So we reach out to actually Erykah Badu's DJ, A1, who's amazing, did a thing. Then we had Calum, because I had met Calum during the thing. I was like, you should do a remix for us. And so he did. And then like at the last minute, he says, oh, I got this guy Ron to play keys on it. And I was like, what? So, and then we heard it. I was like, it's my favorite on, I mean, I love him. I love the guy from Casey Veggies did one for me too, John. Everybody's great. It's a great EP if you haven't heard it. But I love the fact that you just snuck some cool keys in there.
Yeah, I didn't even know what the project was for. I just, I would work with, we would always get together and make a lot of beats together. He's dope. Yeah. We work good together. Yeah, I didn't know what I was playing on until like later, until like I met you and I found out. Like,
yeah,
I had to hit him up like, wait, bro, I played on that. Like, yeah, bro, remember it.
Yeah. But next time so Jessica, we're gonna get you in. We're gonna do something with you guys because I definitely feel like that's a good. I mean, you're both here, and it would be really great to have something to show for this time anyway. Yeah, it will be dope. I promise you, it will be dope. That's amazing. Wow. So, okay. So obviously you've got so much going on. I mean, what do you think 2021 is going to look like for you? Are you guys like planning touring at all? Or has there any talk about that at all?
Not that I know. I ain't heard nothing. I've been seeing people doing little drive-in concerts and stuff. I haven't heard anything about any dates. I know we were in the middle of a tour with the Free Nationals.
I know. I remember watching you guys.
Yeah.
Where were you? You were in Japan?
Our last show was Houston, actually. And then we came to LA. We were supposed to do a show. We had 2 shows in LA and 2 shows in San Fran. And then they canceled. And so,
yeah. Damn. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently they're postponed. But we haven't heard anything about anything reopening or,
nothing yet.
I think it's going to open up soon. Slowly, I'm seeing a lot of different people do different shows. I seen like a couple. I saw Snoop Dogg did a show somewhere. And it was like really spread out. Like it looks weird. And,
I know. To be honest with you, as a fan of music, it's not as bad to think about them having space. It's just if you're on stage, it's probably awkward to have such a limited amount. But it can't be any worse than not having anybody play. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's got to be better because we did some recently with Anderson with Fortnite, and it was like it was our first show in a long time. We did 3 rehearsals. We got there and we performed in front of these cameras like we were performing in front of an audience. Which we were, but they weren't there. They were at home on Xbox playing the game. So it's weird, But
do you feel like it's worth it? I mean, are you liking doing these or?
Yeah, it's better than nothing. I mean, we haven't did too
much.
Better than nothing. That was definitely fun to play. The thing I did yesterday a couple days ago for Afro Punk, that was weird, but it's better than nothing. It's good footage.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, that's the one thing that fans must be thrilled with. You can actually see everything. I feel like it makes it so intimate, like you're really seeing it all, Right. Yeah. I don't know. That was crazy. Okay, so I know.
Sure.
So what was that?
I said live performances are coming back for sure.
Yeah, I don't think that that's going away. I just think I think the reality is we're probably going to always need to have an access point for people who don't want to physically be there, So, but having a crowd, even if it's like a % of the crowd that you're used to having, at least there's just the feedback, which I feel like a lot of artists, and myself included, like I think it's just nice to have that. This is hard, it's like we're looking for is anybody out there?
Right. How y'all feeling out there?
And they're like,
already out there.
crickets.
Yeah, but
You're like, there will be in 3 days. Seriously. Anyway, yeah, no, it's a tough world, but I'm just glad that you guys are continuing to do it, and hopefully, hopefully it gets easier towards the end of the year. It's going to be weird not to have New Year's Eve shows. That's the next
that's
thing.
crazy. Hey, Mom.
Mom is here.
What up,
Hey.
Mom? Shout out to my mama.
Hi, Mom.
Hey.
That means the fam's in, and Brianna's too. I love this. You guys are the best.
We can't tell like who's here, right?
No, we can't. It's just a silly little, the subpar experience. But thank you for joining us anyway. Sorry, we're so ghetto. Okay, before I let you go, because we could talk all night, and I've been told not to. So
over already. It's over.
No, it's not. I still have some questions. Hold on. Okay, so what is like if someone's trying to figure out, I mean, I know you've just been releasing music, but like, is there a song in particular that you've either contributed to or done lyrics for or produced or written or just your own song that you're like, if you're going to do one thing in my catalog, this is the best representation of what I'm about? What do you think that song would be?
What a tricky question.
Sorry.
Maybe you said any song? If I somebody like, yo, this is me, Doc. I guess. Yeah,
just like something that is like a reflection of what you're like. You're like, shit, I'm so proud of that. That's either an amazing lyric I contributed, or a really killer beat, or I love the way I sound on that. Whatever.
I really like Gidget. That's a good song.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah, I like that one. That's great.
I love that song.
Chords on that one. That's like, and I got a talk box solo, and I'm doing, and Anderson's on it. Like, yeah, I really like Gidget.
It's a great song. That's a good one. Good choice. Yep. I concur. I will concur on that one. Sweet Gidget.
It was cool.
Man. How'd it come about?
Well, it's basically a story about Jose, a girl Jose used to mess with, and a lot of the songs came about from Jose's like experiences, whatever.
Yeah.
We were all in the. It happened all organically. We were in the studio. Actually, we were hanging out all day at Anderson's studio, and we just went in there. Callum started the drums, and I had this chord progression, and then next thing you know, Andy's just up there, sweet Gidget, and he wrote the whole song about listen to the lyrics, and you'll hear the whole story.
That's funny. Did I ever tell you there was one night? I don't know if you know this, but I guess it might have been 2016. It was when you guys were working. I don't know. I think it was right before you did Coachella, and I was in the studio with Ruby Bell, the other artist that I work with. She was in from Atlanta doing writing sessions. She's a soul artist and like an Amy Winehouse kind of vibe, classic soul. So we had all met during South by Southwest with Andy. So he was like, bring her by the studio. And I was like, okay, cool. So we're all there. And he's like, hey, why don't you start singing these lyrics? And so she goes in the booth and she's like laying down what then becomes Petty. And it's these like gnarly lyrics. And so she does it, and we're not thinking, what is it? Petty, you're so petty. Yeah, but there's like she sang the part that was like, fuck, I can't think of the hook. All the things that, basically it was Jose's, like it was like about Jose's life.
Yeah, that was.
And like she had thrown the stuff out the window or something.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was about Jose too. Petty.
I know, I was like, poor Jose.
Yeah, I forgot about that song.
Yeah, it was super funny. So, and then he texted me like 2 years later. He's like, yo, you remember that song that Ruby was on? Like, Dre's actually keeping her vocals. I was like, shut the fuck up. That's amazing. Crazy world. Okay, my last song, as if I'm singing. My last question for you. Do you have any questions for me?
Not yet. Maybe after this question.
Okay, good. Do you so my last question for you is, if you could have is there one song that you're like, oh, man, I wish I had written that song. I really wish I'd written that. That's such a great song, such a jam. Pressure's on.
Yeah, the pressure's on. What song did I wish I wrote? I don't know. Wait. This is a song that I
gave you 45 minutes.
Wait, you're not supposed to tell them that.
I'm sorry.
Like, you just told me. wish I wrote the song.
Did you freeze?
Yeah. There's so many dope songs I like. Wait.
Insert song here.
I wish I wrote the song I Wish. Looking back.
Is that Stevie Wonder?
Yeah, but that's not the song.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one to choose, right? Or I wish I never met her.
Oh,
That's a good one.
at
I wish I
all.
wrote that one. That was a classic. I wish I
Yeah.
wrote I Wish by Carl Thomas.
That's a good one. That is a good one.
At first sight.
Yeah. Because you want all the sampling. See,
Yeah.
that's the thing that people don't think about, but that stuff becomes major sample shit later. It's so good.
Yeah.
So
Somebody
good.
sampled it recently, and it was horrible. I heard that.
Oh, that's not good.
Shit, I didn't like it. I heard the
That's
chord
right.
progression. It was horrible. I don't know who remade that, but yeah, that's a dope song.
There's
Everybody knows that one.
Is it Willie Hutch? Willie Hutch did the UGK song. Oh my God, it's like my favorite song. I'm blanking on the title. Anyway, that whatever. I'll remember it later. But there's a UGK song that I love. I wish I hadn't brought it up now because it's gonna drive me nuts. But they sampled a Willie Hutch song, and that Willie Hutch song also had been like Beyonce sampled it, like so many people sampled it. It's just incredible. Like those old school soul tunes. Actually, that's what I said to when I met Mayer that in 2010 in January, and I was like, he DJ'd his own music at the House of Blues, and I said to him, I was like, why is this like not your music, or like did you just like sample like old soul music and remix it? And so he started singing. He's like, no, I wrote and sang all of this, but they couldn't play because of Coachella clause, so he had to DJ his own music. And I was like, that's crazy. But that's what I remember the most was just how much you can do with like when you start to unpack where music goes. Like it's all the crates, it's all the 45s, it's all those sounds from that time that you can make fresh again. I don't know, I love that. But I do remember it's been, sometimes you just spend most of your life just like, well, who wrote that song originally? And like, you just have to figure it out. I love that. Well, good choice. Whosampled.com. That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
We should get them to sponsor this.
I know, right?
So cool. So that was my last question for you. So if everybody can go out, please, I promise you, he's not just a fun guy to hang with. He's also an incredibly talented artist, and he's on the come up. I mean, he's already arrived in many camps, but the T Nava thing, we're here for you. Yeah, we're gonna get. It's great. I love it. Absolutely love what you're doing. We're all fans here, so great job. Please keep it up. Please keep in touch. Yeah, and let's get you in the studio with Jessica. We'll have some fun. We'll make some magic. Yeah, I'm in. Okay, so go follow T Nava. Do everything you can to support this guy. He's amazing. I promise you will not be disappointed. You can put the Free Nats album on as background when you're having date nights too. Ah, so good. It's so good. You're gonna love it. And Blackberry Mango's sick. You're doing great. Great job.
Thank you. You like it?
Well done. Okay. So hang out. We'll come backstage and say goodbye. But for the rest of you, please tune in next week. So we've got Jim Scott and we've got Hamish Anderson coming on to talk about the 4th anniversary of Trouble. Yay. And we've got the next weekend, we've got Jessica Childress coming on with Rune Westberg, who produced her EP, I'm Learning. Yeah. So you'll have to tune in for that too. Come and give us some crap. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for joining us on a Tuesday night. Please stay safe. Wear your masks. Stay tuned. See you next week.
Your mask.
And get some t-shirts. Yeah, free that. Represent.